Some major US companies showed their hand at how ready they were for Europe's new data handling rules that went into effect on Friday, with a couple of major newspaper websites going dark.
Those trying to log on to the Chicago Tribune, owned by Tronc Incorporated TRNC, plus 0.22%, from Europe on Friday were greeted with the message that the website is currently unavailable in most European countries and that the paper was working on technical compliance solutions. The website has had to block Europeans from its news due to the EU's General Data Protection Regulation, which stipulates that all companies, government agencies and non-profits must obtain affirmative consent by European residents to use their personal information. The maximum fine for not complying is 4% of annual sales or €20 million, $25 million, and Friday was the day companies needed to have that permission on hand.
Today, our EU #data protection rules enter into application, putting the Europeans back in control of their data.
Europe asserts its digital sovereignty and gets ready for the digital age.
Read our statement #gdpr.twitter.com/HWCKSJ2CHA.
The EU passed the provision in April 2016, which means companies have had just over 2 years to make those preparations, which for some involved sending out emails to users seeking such compliance. Other Tronc-owned newspapers such as the New York Daily News and the Los Angeles Times carried the same messages.
The daily newspapers published by Lee Enterprises Incorporated Lee, plus 2.04%, such as the Arizona Daily Sun and the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, carried a message saying that the website was temporarily unavailable. We recognize you are attempting to access this website from a country belonging to the European Economic Area, EEA, including the EU, which enforces the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and therefore cannot grant you access at this time.
Also blocking out European fans on Friday was Instapaper, a Pinterest-owned bookmarking service, which diverted to a message saying it was temporarily unavailable for users in Europe.
Companies are also required to notify all users of a data breach and inform authorities within 72 hours. The rule went into effect in the wake of an outcry over a massive data breach at Facebook Incorporated FB-0.53%. That company was already running into GDPR trouble on Friday as Austrian privacy campaigner and lawyer Max Schrems reportedly filed some €7 billion, $8.2 billion, in lawsuits against several big tech companies, such as Facebook and two of its popular units, WhatsApp and Instagram. He also filed a €3.7 billion complaint in France over Alphabet-owned Google, -0.09% Google's Android operating system.
Andrea Jelinek, who was voted to chair the European Data Protection Board on Friday, told The Wall Street Journal that she didn't think it would take even a couple of months for the first fines to be handed down, in comments to The Wall Street Journal.
Across social media, some took the opportunity to wisecrack about their email inboxes flooded with compliance requests from companies, some of which they barely remember having a relationship with.
Some websites had privacy setting change options ready to go for Europeans, such as Twitter TWTR, plus 0.39%, which asked European users to confirm privacy settings before logging in Friday.